thank you, and passing the baton now to Bridget. Has everybody dropped their slides into the main slide presentation? Okay, whoever needs a stick, can you come and sit beside me one by one, and I can do that while we're going. Over to you, Bridget.
Okay. So I have set up Climate Museum UK, but I'm also director of Flow Associates, so that's really my main hat. But Climate Museum UK is a very new emerging pop-up museum. Just realised here is the clicker for the slides. So yes, an emerging mobile and digital museum that creatively stirs and collects the contemporary response to the climate and ecological emergency. And we do it mainly by running training and workshops. And in this case, this is a pop-up exhibition that we ran at Onca Gallery in Brighton last month. So I'm not going to talk too much about the methods we use because there isn't time. But here are our principles. We're a team of 9 educators, artists, designers, and together we've agreed these principles. And I just want to point out the one in the top right, which is my word invention, being positopian. And so this means not fighting between utopia or dystopia, optimism and pessimism, but doing anticipatory work that continually thinks about the future in an honest way, thinking about the worst case possibilities as well as the best. So we try to take an expanded view of the future, widen it out to the possible cone of the future. The movement that has inspired me is actually, it's a cheat because I helped set it up, but it wasn't just me alone, it's me and others, and I'm inspired by the growing community of artists and cultural organisations worldwide who are now declaring a climate and ecological emergency using our banner of Culture Declares Emergency or creating their own networks. For example, Culture Declares Berlin is starting up, and also Julie's Bicycle has created Music Declares Emergency. So you could create your own group and organise together to create an emergency response. So after making your declaration, the work begins. You can't just declare and then do nothing. And we provide tools and inspirations for that action, including many events. For example, the launch event. And Tate Modern were very, Francis at Tate Modern was very welcoming and allowed us to come into Tate Modern with a horse. It was very good. It didn't make a mess. So my provocation is that museums should focus on ending an extractivist culture, should prefigure a regenerative culture, the second use of that term, and enable well-being in a time of collapse and mass extinction. I want to say that regenerative culture comes from work that predates Extinction Rebellion by, well, you know, right back to Buckminster Fuller, actually maybe 100 years. And in the work of people like Daniel Christian Wahl, XR is just, popularizing it. So there's a huge amount of resource to draw on. So I think this is the distinctive role that museums can play as part of global and local civic coalitions, mitigating, adapting to, and reducing suffering as the emergency unfolds. So most work has really focused on mitigation within organizations, and I'm creating tools and provocations that encourage people to think about adapting as well as mitigating, and reducing suffering. And this means expanding your perspective beyond the remit or the world of your organization, and to think about your locality, your nation, your bioregion, and the globe. And also to think about culture as victim, as solution, and as cause. So to analyze those 3 dimensions. So is my time up? I don't know what to say in 27 seconds. I'll leave it there and pass on to someone else, because I think passing on the mic is a really important principle.